My name is Brandy Stark. I am a paranormal investigator, and I have a question on the Echo Pop. So I got to give you lots of other details first to get to that question. But I live in a 1947 cinder block bungalow. It's a World War II, post-World War II boom house, which means that people loved St. Pete so much after the war they came back, and this was part of that mass construction. I live with a grumble of pugs, most of whom are under 5 years old, which means they are still in the yappy phase. And therefore, at night, I have two Alexa Amazon Echo Pop devices, one in my kitchen and one in my bedroom, and I put both of them to maximum volume, and I have them play all night. One plays ocean waves in the kitchen, and the one in the bedroom I have playing rain sounds. Part of the reason for that is not only to keep the pugs quiet, because they hear everything and they're good gossips, so they will yap. It is also to shut my mind down, because I'm a Gemini and I think about stuff all the time. And it is also because, unfortunately, 2 houses over, they tore down a beautiful 1930s bungalow and they are building a piece of crap McMansion. And they normally start at 8:30. So, these two sound devices kind of keep that noise down, and I can sleep in a little bit more. But that's where we are. Now, they do not drown out all noise, but they drown out a pretty good chunk of it. In addition to that, when I bought this house in 2011, I did have the windows in my bedroom replaced with hurricane/soundproof windows, because the prior owners told me that the neighbors on the other side would have horrible arguments and you could hear it through the walls. And my mother literally lives on the other side. So I bought this house in part because it was on the other side of her house. We have a joint yard together. So she goes to bed at 8:30 and she's just out for the night. I am her caretaker. I'm very fortunate that she does sleep through the night, but again, she is older and definitely needs quite a bit of help these days. So with all of that as a background, I'm also a paranormal investigator, and when I bought the house, I did have my team come and investigate it. In part, these are my pugs playing, sorry, in part because I do not believe in investigating your own home. I tell investigators not to do that, because the home is supposed to be a safe space. You can psych yourself out. Oh my goodness, they're being terrible. I've actually had to do this a couple times because they have zoomies, so I'm hoping the zoomies end. The idea of investigating your own home, I just do not think is good. You can psych yourself out. You can kind of ruin your space with the idea that you're feeding into whatever is here. So I usually advise having a neutral party. So I had my team come in, and they did. And the funny thing was that the pugs have been very comfortable in this house, and I would not have bought it if they weren't. Again, it was a different set of pugs at the time, but I've always had a grumble. And essentially, when the Spirits of St. Pete came in, they picked up a woman from the 1960s that was a housewife. She had, the very typical apron look and kind of the hairstyle. And we did research on the house, and it turns out the second set of owners for this house were a retired military officer, and I want to say he was a general, but I'd have to look into that, and his wife. And he died just a few years after they moved into the house, and she lived here, I want to say, almost 20 years before finally passing away, and she did not die in the house. There's been no deaths here. So I always thought that was interesting, because for the first 5 years that I lived here, in this area behind me, this is my living room window. It is an original window, but right around April, usually 1 to 3 days in April, I would hear at 7 in the morning a conversation going on out here, right behind me. And it was a man and a woman, I believe. I could never understand what was being said. I will tell you, I have a yard. The sidewalk is quite a bit away. The back of my house has a privacy fence that actually boxes in my bedroom and goes all the way around, and it is gated. So nobody's wandering through. The neighbors on the other side are elders. The neighbors on this side is my mom. So again, I never did find a reason for it, but I always assumed that it was some sort of residue. She was friendly. Pugs didn't seem to mind her. I've been here 14 years, and over time, these instances kind of stopped. I haven't had this happen in quite some time. So, I do tell folks, once you move into a location, if there's a residue, then sometimes your energy kind of takes it over. It will kind of push it out, intentional or not. So, that's where my questions come to now. Last night, well, actually, let me start 3 months ago, I had both Echo devices on at night, and at right around 3 in the morning, I think, I heard over or with these sound machines a woman's voice say hi. And I opened my eyes and I saw my one pug, my grumble, sit up and look at the bedroom door like she had heard it too. And I thought, okay. And I got up and I searched, and the house was fine. Everything was locked. There was nobody outside. No sensor lights were on. Nothing amiss. Went back to bed. I mean, it was a friendly enough thing. Hi. Okay. So I mentioned it to my team, and they thought maybe the homeowner. Maybe she's still here. That's fine. Not bothering us. Hi is a nice message. Last night, had both sound machines on, same settings. At about 4:30 in the morning, I heard a man's voice this time. And he said, "Jesus Christ," like that kind of exclamation. And I opened my eyes, and I saw 3 pugs this time sit up. Penny, Penelope, and I think Ajax was the third. And they all looked towards the door. Now, understand, that's not quite half my grumble, but okay. So, couldn't really explain it. Eventually did get up to take a look around. Nobody outside, nothing amiss. 4:30 in the morning, everything was still dark. No sensor lights came on. No explanation. So I mentioned it to my team. And we are trained to try and get the natural causes out of the way. I do not believe anyone else on the team has an Echo Pop. I have done some research, and I have left the question in the Amazon Echo Pop community forum, but nobody's answered yet. I did try the Amazon chatbot, and it just said unplug, turn off, turn on, check wireless, which has already been done. So none of those were the reason. A couple of folks thought maybe the Echo Pop was picking up noises, like picking up baby monitors. Now, the thing is that I've lived here since 2011. The babies are much older now. They're little kids. And I would think that if it was going to have happened, I would have started getting those monitor noises 2 years ago when I got my first Amazon Echo Pop. They would also be more consistent. But I'll put it out there. I don't think so. From what I understand, you can connect up wireless devices that are not Amazon devices to this, but you have to do it through the app, and I have not done that. Plus, nobody else is on my Wi-Fi other than my mom, and it's not her. I don't know what it is. So I wanted to put this out there and see if anybody had any ideas. And here at the very end of this video, yes, I also wondered if it wasn't somehow white noise that's working like an EVP that's allowing me to hear these things. I am not as sensitive, so I don't know if it's a dream state, except that the pugs responded. So I'd like to see what y'all get from this. This is my first Amazon Echo Pop. Her name is Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. Good night.
Sweet dreams.
I have not adjusted the volume or anything else on the device, so you can hear what it sounds like. Okay. Maximum volume. And this leads into my bedroom, and I have the lighting like I do at night, so I've got this great smelt sphere. And this one is my Alexa. Alexa, play rain sounds. Okay, so this is the exact volume that I have it set to every night. You can see it's pretty loud. I don't think I'd be hearing outside noises. Again, my bedroom is surrounded by a privacy fence that goes all the way around the backyard and is gated. The windows are hurricane and soundproof. I have this Echo device and the other one on at the same time to diminish noise. What do you think? Am I hearing something paranormal, or is there an explanation? Does the Echo Pop pick up ambient noise, even though an AI search said it does not? I know that years ago, Alexa used to giggle, but these aren't giggles. And I will also show you what she sounds like when I ask her to say hi or to laugh. Alexa, can you giggle?
Sure, I can laugh.
Okay, not that. Alexa, hi. Alexa, please say hi to me. Alexa, say hi.
Hi.
She's set to the British voice, and that was not what I heard either. It was much higher pitched, feminine, and definitely a different sound. Alexa, hello.
Hi there. I've got some special tips that will make you feel super today.
Alexa, stop. So there it is. What do you think?